If you've ever tapped a link on your phone expecting to read a menu, a price list, or a service description, only to have a PDF start downloading instead, you know that moment of frustration like, I'm not doing this right now. The pinch zooming, the dragging around, the losing your place 3 times. If business owners only understood when that happens to someone on their website, it's not just a little annoying. Because it's not what someone expected to happen, it's inconvenient. It takes longer to load than a web page, and navigating it is beyond frustrating. It's costing that business customers, and they don't even know it. So in this video, we're going to break down why PDFs can be such a problem for accessibility and mobile users, when a web page is the better choice, and how to decide which format belongs where on your website. Your website is where people go to understand your business, compare their options, and decide whether to reach out or buy something. If the information they need is buried inside a file they need to download, zoom into, and fight with on a small screen, a lot of them won't bother. They'll leave. And the thing is, most business owners don't even realize it's happening. Let's start with why PDFs cause so much friction in the first place. PDFs were never designed for small screens. They're built for print, with fixed layouts that look fine on desktop, but become a nightmare on a phone. Someone has to zoom in, drag around, zoom back out, and rinse and repeat, likely losing their place several times in the process. So what if that PDF was actually built on the website instead? Well, a web page is responsive. It adapts to whatever device a person is using. The text resizes, the layout shifts, and you can scroll naturally without ever needing to pinch. That difference might seem small, but it can have a huge difference on whether someone actually reads your content or not. For example, imagine someone's out running errands and they want to quickly check your menu. Are they going to wait for a download and fight through a clunky PDF on their phone? Probably not, especially if they're hungry or in a hurry. They'll find a competitor whose information is easier to access. That's not a choice they're making consciously, it's just human behavior. Now let's talk about the accessibility side, because that's where things get even more messy. A PDF is not automatically accessible. For it to work with assistive technology like a screen reader that reads content out loud, it needs proper tags, a logical reading order, meaningful headings, and alt text on images. Without those things, someone using a screen reader might hear your content in the wrong order, or worse, miss entire sections of it completely. Scanned PDFs are the worst offenders here. To a screen reader, a scanned document is just one big image. No text, no structure, nothing to read. Unless it's been professionally remediated, it might as well be invisible. And it's not just screen reader users. People with low vision or anyone who needs to enlarge content to read it are going to have trouble. The more you zoom into a scanned PDF, the more pixelated and distorted it becomes, making it nearly impossible to read. Again, a website handles this more naturally because it's built to reflow or adapt to a user's personal settings. Beyond the technical problems, there's a simpler issue. PDFs put your content behind an extra step. When someone clicks a link on your website, they want answers right away. If that click triggers a download, instead of taking them to a readable page, you're adding more work for them. And that extra step, the download, the loading bar, the opening in a separate app, can cost you customers. Let's explore the two different experiences. Experience A, someone taps a link, lands on a clean, responsive web page, and within seconds they see clear headings, readable text, and an obvious way to contact you. Experience B, someone taps a link, waits for a PDF to download, zooms in on tiny text, struggles to find what they're looking for, and gives up halfway through. Which one is more likely to turn a visitor into a customer? Web pages also give you more flexibility. You can update them instantly. You can track how people interact with them. You can make your calls to action more obvious. You can design them just as you would a PDF. And search engines can actually read and rank them, which means more people find you. Now, I don't want to make it sound like PDFs are never the right choice. There are times when a downloadable file genuinely makes sense. Printable checklists, formal applications that someone needs to fill out and submit, detailed reports or guides that people want to save for later, workbooks, or intake forms. These are all reasonable uses for PDFs. But even then, the best approach is to put the key information in a web page and offer the PDF as an optional download whenever possible. This respects how people actually browse. They want to scan first and decide if a download is worth their time. If you're wondering where to start, here are the kinds of things that should almost always be a web page instead of a PDF. Service descriptions, price lists, FAQs, event details, menus, policies, brochure content, onboarding information, and forms if you can integrate them with your other software. So basically, anything a customer needs before they take action, before they book, buy, schedule, or reach out. Those things should live on an actual website that has been made accessible. I'm not saying PDFs are bad and you should delete them all and never use them again. That's not the point here. But I am encouraging you to take a look at what type of information you have tucked away on your website in a PDF and consider if it really needs to be a PDF or not. A simple rule of thumb is if the content is meant to be read online, it should probably be on a web page. PDFs can be accessible, yes, but it does take effort. But it's not just as easy as saving your Word doc as a PDF. And let's be honest, that's what most people are doing. I've linked the full blog post below if you want to go deeper on this topic. Check the description below for how to stay in touch with us. And until next time, go out there and make it more accessible.